In a game where everybody mashes light attack and is crazy offensive, someone's gotta block. So in today's video, I want to go ahead and teach you guys some really basic blocking tips and tricks and techniques that you can use for your fights. We're gonna be keeping this tutorial extremely simple. That way, everyone of any skill level can go ahead and use these tips, no matter if you're just picking up the game today or you're an experienced player looking to refine your defense. So stick around to the end of the video for all the tips, and if you happen to learn something along the way, then be sure to subscribe. So getting into it, tip number 1 is to block high and react low, or block low and react high. Now this does depend on the character your opponent's using. You have to know what the opponent is actually capable of, because you see, if I'm blocking somebody like GT Goku, I'm gonna continuously block low and react high, because I know the little guy, little rat, has got himself a couple of low options I'd rather look out for, and his overheads are pretty reactable. The same is true the other way around. If I'm fighting, let's say, for example, a hit player, then I'm gonna be reacting low and blocking high instead. That's because, well, his low attacks are kind of bad. So they're really easy to react to. This makes your job a ton easier for defending, because you don't have to think as much as to when to block low or when to block high. But it does require that you have some character knowledge. Next tip, I highly recommend never looking at your own specific character. You should always be watching what your opponent's doing and looking at whether or not they have their assists up or not. And I know it can be really jarring to keep track of so many different things at once, like your own health bars, the health of your other teammates, how much meter you have, how much meter your opponent has, and their health. It's a lot, but if you can just take a glance over there every now and again to get an idea of what you have to defend against, that's going to help you out a lot, because your opponent has a lot more mix-up opportunities and a lot more chances to open you up if they have their assists available. And it also means you may not be able to punish certain options because, well, they're going to call their assist to back themselves up. So if you see that they ran out of assist and they go for a heavy committal move, well, that might just be your chance to punish. And knowing that they don't have the assist in the back can give you the opportunity in the opening you need. Next up, we have know when they can Dragon Rush. Now this one is pretty simple. You don't have to watch out for Dragon Rush all the time, and I do gotta be honest, man, with the bad netcode of Dragon Ball FighterZ, don't be disappointed if you can't tech Dragon Rushes. We all know the connection in this game is cheeks, and it can be a little difficult in order to catch a Dragon Rush, but if you know when to look out for Dragon Rushes, you'll have a little bit more success. For example, if the opponent starts off a block string with a light attack, at least be ready for that Dragon Rush immediately after. Once they get past that, they can no longer Dragon Rush until later in the combo, so you can relax for a little bit. Another great example is if you and your opponent try to meet with air-to-airs and you end up defending your opponent's attacks, the millisecond they land, they might try to throw out a Dragon Rush, so be prepared for that. And a similar thing is true with assists. If they're doing a block string and they throw out an assist and you see the opponent just stand there or they do a jump, watch out. A Dragon Rush might just be coming. Now what about these command grabs? These things open people up all the time, and characters with good command grabs are extremely difficult to deal with. I mean, characters with bad command grabs are still catching people off guard. For this one, I highly recommend taking a note of what character it is you're fighting against and continuously looking at specific areas on the screen that would show giveaway signs they're about a command grab while fighting that opponent. So for example, if I'm fighting somebody like Jiren, or maybe let's say Z Broly, my eyes are slightly above the character. That way I can see if their hand swings up for a command grab. The millisecond I see that, I am jumping. I'm getting out of dodge. For other characters, admittedly, it could be a little bit difficult. Like base Goku is personally somebody I struggle with. You know, his command grab tends to catch me off guard, but this tip still works all the same. If you know what to look for, just keep your eye in that general area for that giveaway sign to show up, and once it does, throw out a couple of options that would get you out of that situation. Next up is don't reflect everything. Be patient. Don't be afraid to block. This game is really offense heavy, I understand that, but blocking is extremely important in this game as well, and knowing when to reflect will boost your defense tremendously. You see, if I'm blocking somebody like Trunks, for example, I know his down medium attack can swoop right in and catch me off guard. Same thing with somebody like Hit, for example. That's another guy who, when you reflect him, that guy's right back on top of you. So the key here is to know what moves your opponent can use in order to get back in after a reflect, and don't reflect before that move comes out. Or you can also reflect super committal moves, something they really have to dedicate to that they're not really going to be able to follow up after they go ahead and perform it. This also kind of goes the same for guard canceling. Now the question becomes, when do we guard cancel? Because you're not trying to get blown up, so do not guard cancel on moves where they can just throw it out there, pause, wait for your guard cancel, and immediately punish you, smoking your character. Instead, hold back, wait, be patient, and once you see that heavy committal move come out, that's when you want to guard cancel. Now just to kind of delve a little deeper into guard cancels as well, and to kind of bring newer players up to speed here, every single attack can be broken up into 3 major sections. You have your startup animation, you have the actual active frames of the attack, and then you have the recovery frames. Now you can guard cancel during the active and the recovery frames, but you want to aim for the active specifically. The reason for that is because if you guard cancel during the recovery frames, then you give your opponent a chance to actually punish you. So you're looking for the active frames, that way you can get in there nice and slick and you don't get punished. Now defending is a massive topic, and there's no way to really cover it all in one video, but this should give you a pretty good idea on how to block block. So hopefully this video went ahead and helped you guys out, and if it did, be sure to hit the like button. It helps out a bunch. And if you want more Dragon Ball FighterZ, you want to learn some offense as well, be sure to check out our combo tutorial playlist right here on the left-hand side of your screen. And on the right-hand side, well, we got some fun ranked fights for you guys. Now, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe and become part of this amazing community. I'd love to see you guys in tomorrow's video. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching to the end. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, but until then, have yourselves a wonderful day.